super hungry today, so I'm not even gonna dilly-dally very much. Like, I think we're just gonna get straight into it. I wanted to make one of my favorite recipes over the past, I would say, like 2 years, which is these spring rolls. And I had some leftover rice paper, so I figured this would be a good video to film because I love this recipe so much. I know easy recipes are sometimes hard to come by, so the spring rolls, very easy to make. I'll show you everything that I did. I pre-made a few things like my shrimp. The key to a good spring roll is really the peanut sauce, and I'm gonna make that at the end, but everything else in the spring roll is very basic, like shrimp, carrot, cucumber. Sometimes I'll put avocado in it, but like it's very basic. Where it gets exciting and where really all of the flavor comes from is the peanut sauce. But yeah, I'm hungry, so let's just get started. So I'm using, these are Vietnamese rice paper spheres. It's rice paper, and this is what it looks like. I have this little plate here that I'm going to fill with warmer water so I can like soak it. I'm just putting in mine cucumber, a carrot. I'm going to peel these and I'll show you how I peel them. Shrimp, which I already made, and I never use pre-cooked shrimp. I cook it from frozen, and I just put garlic powder, and I decided to put cayenne in it very randomly. It's like maybe not the best flavor, but I think it'll be good. I think we'll be fine. So I put cayenne in it. You could literally just put salt and pepper on it. Oh, my noodles, my rice noodles. Oh, I have to go get those. One sec. Okay, these are my rice noodles. They're hot. These are hot. I did just boil them. These are very hard to work with. They are super thin, you can kind of see. And they have, like, when you get them, they break apart very easily, so they're very fragile. And then they boil and they stick together. So I typically don't like to cook with these unless I'm actually making this recipe because it adds like a little more of like a hardiness to it. But I cook these, obviously they're very warm, and I'm gonna put them to the side. I'm gonna peel this. Oh, before I peel, I have to tell you a story about some mint. For this recipe, I think one of the best tasting things is mint. The mint is, I would say, absolutely necessary. It tastes so much better when you put fresh mint leaves. Like you lay like 2 of them in the roll and it tastes amazing. It tastes so good. Like the flavors are very good, but I don't have mint. I have cilantro, which is a horrible substitute. This is like not even close, but I wanted a green in it, so I have cilantro. What happened with the mint, this is really a story about like principle. You know, it's not really a story about like, oh, the grocery was out of stock. It's like, I totally could have gotten mint for this, but I didn't. And here's why. I went to Wegmans twice yesterday. We don't typically do all of our grocery shopping at Wegmans, but we do some of it there because you can't get it at the other places like Aldi or Costco. So I went to a Wegmans yesterday morning to get a coffee. I'm addicted, by the way, to their vanilla oat milk iced latte. One of my friends put me onto it. It's so good. It's really very good. So I went there yesterday, got my coffee, went about my day. And then last night after dinner, Jason and I had a big sweet tooth, and we decided to go back to Wegmans to get some cookies. So I went to Wegmans twice yesterday, and I didn't pick up mint. And at Wegmans, it's pretty much the only place that I can get mint is Wegmans. And on sheer principle, because I went grocery shopping this morning, I refuse to go back to Wegmans today. Because the only thing that I needed at Wegmans was mint. Honestly, like my own ego might have gotten in my way here because mint tastes like 1,000 times better than cilantro in this recipe. In fact, I've never even had it with cilantro, but we don't have mint. Moral of the story, if you're making this, get mint. Just get the mint. It kind of makes the entire recipe. Frankly, today, these are just gonna be very average spring rolls, and they could have been great. Now I'm going to just peel my cucumber and my carrot, and I'll show you sort of how I decide to use the cucumber and carrot for this recipe. Unlike the sushi, I was like kind of like slicing it or chopping it. For this, I'm actually going to use the peeler for the entire thing because the spring rolls are very delicate. I've tried to use like less delicate, I've tried to use like slices of cucumber and it just breaks through the spring roll. So with both of these things, I try to keep like the textures very light. Now I'm gonna just keep peeling both the carrot and the cucumber. So see, look, it's very thin. It's a little like thick as far as like how wide it is, but it's very thin and it won't break apart anything in the spring roll. And I kind of peel it as if the skin is still on, so I just rotate it so I don't get to one area and I start making like very thick slices. And I'll just keep going all the way around and making just like a little pile of it. And I go pretty much all the way until I get to the seeds. All right, I think that's enough. I might do some more later. Also, my arm is getting tired. I like don't know why, but this motion, maybe because usually I do it standing up, is very tiring. And the carrot's definitely thicker. So if anything is gonna break through from the spring roll, it's probably gonna be the carrot. I think that's probably it for the carrot. Again, you don't put like too much in these, and okay, for context, I'm only making like 8 of these spring rolls. And I'm making them for lunch, but I love these spring rolls for a few different things. I mean, if it's like a lighter meal, I would say that like these are a pretty decent like lighter meal. For like a heavy meal, like they're not going to fill you up that much. But these are very, very good as like an appetizer. One of my favorite things to do like when I'm making like an appetizer is like make these spring rolls. And then you like lay them out and put the peanut sauce in the middle. It's delicious. And it's just like the flavor is very good. It's very unique. Like I feel like a lot of appetizers are usually very heavy and they're very like cheesy or bready or like dippy. And like that's cool. But if you wanted to bring something that was like a little bit lighter, this is so good. I guess it's time to start rolling. So I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put some water in here because you need to dip the paper in water. We have our water. These are thin to start out, but when you put them in the water, they get like gooey. They get gooey, but like they get like even more thin and they get very, very delicate. So I am gonna just let this one soak and I try to make sure it's like pretty well covered. And I've never actually like done this on a plate before. I usually like run it under the like faucet water, which is definitely not the recommended method. I think they tell you to like put it in a plate of water. So I'm just gonna like see how this goes. But in the meantime, the plan is once this is like ready to go, I lay it down here. Then I put some of the noodle in it. I layer a few pieces of carrot, a few pieces of cucumber, usually three shrimp, and then I top it off with the mint, but in this case, the cilantro. And that's it. Like I said, very minimal effort, and a lot of the flavor comes from the actual peanut sauce that I will make. Alright, so now it's very delicate. Then I put the noodles in. Like I said, these can get really messy and sticky. And I don't want to overfill it because I want to make sure that I can wrap it pretty well. I wrap these just like you would wrap a burrito. Like nothing crazy there. But I do like to put a little bit more of like the rice noodle in it because I feel like it makes it a little more hearty, and I'm having these for lunch. So then we'll do like 3 carrot things, cucumber, I'll take 3 shrimp, and I'm moving quickly because I don't want this to stick to the bottom of the cutting board. My cilantro, and then I do a wrap over at the top. I wrap the sides so that they're kind of sealed over where I just did the top part, and then I can't really turn it. and then I just like roll it into itself. And that's it. It's very easy. And this is done. Like that's it. One tip I will say is because these are wet and because the noodle is or the rice paper is wet and it is very delicate, if you store these for too long, they start to rip. So I have no solution to that, and I would just say like try to serve them quickly or eat them pretty quickly. But I'll just rest it there. I'll do one more and then I'll make the peanut sauce. It's time for peanut sauce, and I think I have all my ingredients. This is very simple, and I use it on a lot of recipes. I don't just use it for this. Like I use this peanut sauce quite a lot. And there are definitely ways that you can make it better. Like if you add chili oil instead of just like the pepper flakes, there's definitely ways you can make it better. On my Instagram, I actually have a chili oil recipe too, if you're interested in making that and adding it into this. But This is just the simplest peanut sauce recipe. Start with your peanut butter. You can put in however much you want. I really never measure anything. And here's the thing, I'm not just like not measuring stuff to be totally lazy. Like I don't measure stuff because I guess it partially is to be lazy, but a lot of the times I just will taste it. Like I'll just taste it, and if it tastes not peanutty enough, I'll add more peanut butter. Like none of it's a big deal. So peanut butter is the first step. I probably put in, if you do want to measure, a solid tablespoon and a half. Then we do a little bit of maple syrup. I think that was too much, but okay. The soy sauce. I bought this soy sauce. Clearly it's a lot of it, and I hate it. And when I bought soy sauce, I thought it's soy sauce. It's gonna taste pretty consistently the same. This does not taste the same. This does not taste like past soy sauces that I've bought, but it's what I have, and I have quite a lot of it. We're gonna have to deal. So soy sauce, pepper flakes. You can leave these out if you don't like the spice. Probably did like a teaspoon of pepper flakes, which is honestly, I think I did a little too many, but that's okay. And then you just mix it. I've mixed it. It's a little too goopy, and that's pretty normal. This always happens. So what I do is I add a little bit of water, and it kind of lightens the color just a little bit. It makes it a little bit more of like a liquidy sauce. It's a little more saucy. I'm gonna taste it now, and the reason why I didn't add even more water is because I like mine like a little bit thicker. Like I like it to have a little bit of a stick, but also I might need to add more soy sauce. It's really good. I do need a little more soy sauce though. Also, I'm gonna be eating this, so it's not a big deal if you use the same tasting spoon. It's like your own food, but like obviously if you're serving somebody, use a tasting spoon. Don't put your saliva in their food. Oh, scallion! Scallion! Oh, I love my little scallions. Hold up. I probably shouldn't put this in front of my face. I love green onion and scallion. I always have this jar by the windowsill filled with just a little bit of water, and you can keep scallions for so long. You can't use the white part because the white part is where it grows from. So if you actually want like the white scallion part, I mean, you should just use it and use the green part too. But if you're just using the green part, which I love putting these in eggs, I'm going to add them to this, you can just keep growing them. Like I think I've had these for months at this. I think I've had these way like back in like November. I'm going to just chop off probably this one. And look, like all of these are just like growing back. I'm gonna chop both of these off. All right, time to try it. Not gonna lie, the cilantro is not that bad, but it does taste so much better with mint. It's so good. I feel like that was very quick and easy. That's the whole point. Hope you guys like it. So let me know if you try this, because I'm curious if people are gonna like it as much as I do, because I'm obsessed with making this. Okay, I guess that's the end of that.